videoing this? Or?
Yes, we are.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Hi, this is Tank Girl, and I have here the Fennec Fox from Mozilla doing their thing on the N900.
Well, so, thanks. Yeah, I can give you a quick walkthrough if you'd like.
That would be lovely.
I'm sure there are a lot of technology questions you guys have that Ben can probably answer better, but I'm the UI guy for Fennec, which will be mobile Firefox when it launches. Fennec's the project name. And so I can give you a quick walkthrough here. So from a design perspective, there are basically two big things that you try to look at when designing a mobile web browser. One is that typing on any mobile device, even with a physical keyboard, is harder than on a desktop computer. The other is that you only have so much screen real estate to work with. I mean, these things are obviously getting easier with devices like this, with big high-res screens and physical keyboards, but these are still issues. So Fennec does two things, well, a couple things for each of those. So first of all, the whole typing being hard thing. When you want to go somewhere in Fennec, you tap on the title bar, and right away we start to suggest sites that you go to frequently or have been to recently. This works the same way the Smart Location bar or Awesome bar on the desktop does, but in Firefox on the desktop, we start making suggestions once you start typing. In Fennec, what we do is we give you some suggestions based on the algorithms that we have for what we call frequency, so things you go to frequently or have been to recently, and we put those on the screen immediately. So after you use this for a while, after you've used the browser for a while, the things you do a lot are just on the screen already. So without having to type anything, odds aren't bad that what you're looking for is already on the screen. But of course, the same way that Firefox does, if what you want isn't there, you can start typing, and it doesn't have to be from the URL. It could be from the title. So words that just have to do with the page you're looking at, and we'll start to update. Well, Fennec will start to update the suggestions, and so usually within a couple of characters, the page you want has bubbled up onto the screen. So this is powerful enough on its own using the browser on the device. You add something from Mozilla Labs called Weave to the mix, which is basically a way of synchronizing bookmarks and history, saved passwords, and tabs between your desktop browser and your mobile device. And so suddenly your mobile browser has all of the context that your desktop browser does. So your months and months worth of browsing in your sort of desktop life, that site you went to 2 weeks ago and you didn't bookmark it, but you know, now I need to find that again. These things are synchronized, so a couple of characters and you've found that again on your mobile device, and that's actually really powerful. The other thing that you can do on this screen is very often what people do when they're out and about and you're using a web browser is it's not sort of the long-term immersive experience of the desktop. It's you need a quick answer to some question, like, you know, what's the capital of Bolivia? You just want to look that up. So something that we've done is we've surfaced a lot of the search engines that you've always been able to get in Firefox, but that have been a little more buried. So I could just start to type Bolivia, and rather than do a Google search or first go to Wikipedia, find a search field, tap on it, I can just send that directly to Wikipedia. Now, I don't know if we have a SIM card in here. Is there Wi-Fi? There is? Okay. So suddenly that search has gone directly to Wikipedia, but it could have gone directly to Amazon or to a Twitter search or whatever it is. And you can add more search engines to that bar and tailor it depending on what it is you typically do. So that's along with saved passwords and sort of a form assistant. So, you know, we zoom into fields that you're looking at and let you go next and back between fields. Those are all ways to help you with the typing problem. For the small screen problem, one of the things we do is that when you start to use a page, the controls that you don't need anymore pan off the top of the screen. So not by pressing a button to go full screen, but just by using the page, UI that you don't need has gone away. But then, of course, the question is, how do you get at anything else? So we sort of take advantage of the fact that touch screens are these really physical ways of interacting with content. So what we do is, you're using a page, you scroll down, now you want to switch between tabs. We put that stuff just off beside web content, so you can switch between tabs, open new tabs, and similarly things like back and forward, bookmarking, and then ways to get at some other things to do with the browser, I'll show you that in a second, are just off of page content. So basically, rather than having to seek to a small target, the entire screen is your target. So it's very quick to just, let me go over there and pull these things up. So that last part that I mentioned, over here, out of context of the page, we stick a lot of things that are just related to the browser, like your preferences, downloads, and add-ons. So add-ons are as much a fundamental part of Firefox on a mobile device as they are on the desktop. That this kind of customization, along with the sort of more not explicit as you go personalization that happens with things like the Awesome Bar, is a major part of Firefox. So here I've got a couple of add-ons installed. One of them is that Weave add-on that I mentioned earlier about syncing bookmarks and history. Actually, this is Ben's device.
The Weave?
No, we'll do that. We'll do that in a second. So Weave is actually the only add-on that's installed here, but you can also manage your search providers from here. And when you want to look for add-ons, you can do this right here. So say I'm looking for add-ons to do with Twitter, I can just type Twitter in here, and it'll start to search. Oh, Twitter isn't spelled with 2 I's.
That's okay.
Yeah, I got it right this time. So there are already a bunch of add-ons that people have been adapting from their desktop versions for mobile, but there will be a bunch more to come. And so there are already 3 here that have to do with Twitter. And so you can pick one and add it to the browser right here. And so Ben, you wanted to show...
something worth mentioning is we're having a
extension
contest where you can win a free N900 for the best design or the best.
Do you have a URL for that?
We certainly, I'll find it.
Yeah, it's, I think if you go to addons.mozilla.org.
Addons.mozilla.org, go visit that, and you can win an N900 if you create your own add-on for the N900.
Yeah, just look for something called Developer Hub, but somewhere on that site will be a link
something
about the
called
contest.
Developer Hub. So also, how do we get this on our N900s?
Well, there are... actually, we should just have that URL, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
If you go to mozilla.com/mobile.
Mozilla.com/mobile.
There's a small site there. There's going to be a bigger site as we get closer to release, but if you go there now, you can get, I think our last beta, our beta 4, beta 5 should be out within the next week or so. And so you can install it directly onto your N900 from the web site there.
So I need to probably wrap up this video because I want to keep it less than 10 minutes for YouTube consumption. So can you guys maybe wrap it up for me?
Sure. Ben, do you want to share Weave?
So I'm good. One of the coolest things about going with the full Mozilla stack is the fact that you can do extensions, and that extensions from Firefox are easily ported over to Fennec once you keep in some user experience things in mind. One of the ones we've been working on is Mozilla Weave, and this syncs your browser from your desktop onto your mobile phone. So here's my Weave right now, and one of the coolest things I think about it is you get your tabs from your desktop or your laptop browser into your mobile browser. So like say you Google Maps for something, you're trying to get to a pub for an N900 meetup, and you don't want to, you need to Google Maps it later, right? So all you have to do is go to your Weave remote tabs, and there's all of your tabs that you had open when you last closed the laptop. So let's see. I'm not zooming in. So I can, and then bam, I have the page I was looking at.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this doesn't exist on Firefox today, the desktop version already, does it?
Weave does exist actually for the desktop. It was originally designed as a way of synchronizing bookmarks and history between maybe your browser at home and
So
your browser
you
at
could
work.
already start using this today on your N900 and sync between your desktop.
Yeah, absolutely.
With like 3.5?
Yep, it should
Okay,
work.
cool. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for the demo. Cheers.